en mi canal, ¿no? ¿O no? En mi canal, ¿no? ¿O no? Ah, no, no hice directo, mierda. Pero lo tengo grabado, es verdad. Lo tengo grabado. Por un momentillo, no lo puedo creer.
Yo, JD here. And as you can see, we are back once again with some more developments within the F1 community. And initially, I was actually going to be discussing the PSGO race at France because there were quite a few interesting things that happened during that. But as you saw from that first clip, I think there are some even bigger talking points that we need to go through. And before I begin, as always, I really want to stress the importance of keeping the comments respectful, that no hate is put forward to anyone mentioned in this video, and to always have an open mind. My reaction to this was initially quite shocked, and instead of just making a video straight away, I wanted to see what the response would be. And to break it down a little bit further, if you're not really getting what you're seeing here, during the qualifying for PSGO France, you can see that on Alvaro Carreton's screen that he accidentally clicked on a folder which looks to clearly contain a grip hack or grip mod of some kind. At first it could be faked with a screenshot because I only saw a screenshot, but then the recording did actually come out and the event itself managed to be captured. In this, I'm going to be as objective as possible because I'm a personal fan of Alvaro Carreton, of many of the F1 esports drivers, in fact. Met him a couple of times in real life, and I think there are many things in his favour to suggest that he wouldn't be the driver who would actually be exploiting something like this. And I think even the results back that up themselves. But as I said, I think it is important to be objective because obviously with the drama going around with Thomas Ronha and some others, I think that is the fairest approach because if we saw this with Thomas Ronha, then with the statement, if he did something similar with a statement, then I don't think anyone would be buying that. And what I saw from that statement was a lot of support from Alvaro, from other fellow drivers as well. Obviously, he's very big in the Spanish community, and the history has. A lot of people are being quite supportive of that, and I do understand that because he is one of the veterans of F1 esports. I think he's been involved since 2018, and I feel like he has shown that he does belong to the grid. He's secured some great results, multiple pole positions, multiple podiums, and my personal belief right now is I don't think he used any official cheat during the esports competition itself. Not only just due to his character from a personal level, but as you can see here with the results, he didn't particularly have a great season in F1 esports. And if we actually look at this folder, which we will be looking in more detail as this video goes on, you can see the date of this application it was installed or when it was last updated was after the official F1 esports season. So that's why I do actually believe that. However, there are a number of questions that I would like to ask, and please let me know what your thoughts are in the most respectful ways possible, as you have been doing. My first thing is, why was this folder open during a PSGO race? Now, from the statement, the explanation was that this was testing and to provide data for EA and Codemasters, but it hasn't been used in a competitive scenario. But again, why was it open during a competitive race? But also, quite crucially, the application has been clicked on, which implies the program has been executed. And it's actually been executed on that day when he started up his PC. So you can also see that there's also a shortcut in his File Explorer, which again suggests that this has been used quite frequently. If this wasn't being used, then why is a program running and why has it been clicked on since that day, since he's launched the PC, and he's not using it in a competitive environment? So that's kind of my first question there. The second, a lot of people pointed out that the stream was deleted, the VOD was deleted, and no, I can understand why. I think you could see from his reaction, of course, that's not something he wanted to showcase. And you probably want to remove it as quick as you can, and hopefully that maybe no one noticed. And especially if we're going to believe that this was for testing and he's been using this for just purposes of testing only, then you probably want to conceal that as much as possible. However, the one thing I do struggle with, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not 100% certain at this point I'm about to raise, is some of Alvaro's other streams have been deleted as well, because he has been performing very, very strongly in the PSGL E series in particular, where Williams are dominating. I think he's won 2 of the 4 races that he's done. Unless he didn't stream it at all, the only one I can see is Imler, but there's been nothing since, and he won at China recently. And yeah, I don't know if I'm accurate on that one, but I find it quite strange if those ones have been taken down as well, if there was nothing at foul play going on. The next thing is really just a statement that says him and other esport drivers have been working with EA and Cody's to investigate this. I really don't know what to think when reading that. I think the main feeling I have is that is actually quite concerning to read. In my opinion, the gaming developer, for them to allow their official F1 esport drivers to intentionally download a cheat exploit for the purposes of testing, I don't know if that is the best way and approach to do things. I might be completely wrong on that. But I guess one thing you could argue is that maybe an F1 esports driver could demonstrate this the best. But in my opinion, I think that's really down to the actual developer themselves be the one who should be actively trying this. They should be getting people internally, maybe inviting people to come to the headquarters to actually trial it, and then they can take the data from there, allowing F1 esports drivers who are the face of F1 esports to actually intentionally download a cheat and for them to test it externally on their home PCs whilst they're still competing in leagues and other competitions and, you know, F1 eSport qualifiers, everything such as that, is a little bit concerning in my opinion. But again, please let me know what your thoughts are and if you think this is actually, you know, a legit way. And I think the next thing after this is that there is zero evidence of a written agreement with Codemasters at EA. We simply have to take their word. And again, I'm a big fan of Jarno Opmeer, Caraton, and many other drivers. But I feel this is really destroying the integrity and the credibility of F1 esports right now. I feel it's time that we have an official statement from the developer, because pretending that this is not going on, it's keeping silent about it, it's, you know, it's a well-known thing that's going around right now. And I can understand from EA's and Cody's perspective that they don't want to make a bigger drama out of this from their side, get even more eyes on the situation, because that will further damage the image and reputation of F1 esports. But in a way, I feel them not doing that could equally, if not put even more damage than what it's currently doing right now. And I don't think they need to show every detail, kind of like with the Man City and the financial fair play. I think they simply just need to announce that they are looking into this, they are aware of this, and you know, they might show the end result once they have done their own investigation. But to stay in silence and to not make a comment of any kind, quite clearly, F1 esports drivers are very frustrated over this, because for their careers. They've been told by their teams they cannot discuss it. They don't want to damage their reputation, their images. I think is just not really doing them any favors at all. Because I feel with this that it now leaves a pretty huge doubt within the community. Drivers on the PC side who want to qualify for F1 Esports, who haven't been signed up by a team yet, they may have zero chance if there are other drivers who are not doing this legitimately. And we're even just forget the F1 Esports qualifiers, which I think has already gone through now. Drivers who just rack up great results, like in big leagues such as PSGL, WOR, even if you haven't qualified for the challenges, just being noticed on social media by how dominant you're being, the pace that you're showing, that will get attention of an esports team. And I think that's why we have seen so many drivers who, not even F1 esports, but drivers much lower in terms of ability and experience, doing this because they want to be noticed. They want to get that foot in the door. And right now, I feel it's just simply too easy to cheat. I did have my doubts with Thomas Ronhar and others as well, because as little as a few days ago, I believe there was only really one source of this cheating, and you could only change it by 1.5%. Something we're going to discuss in a future video is that there is actually many ways you can do it, and it is quite scary how easy it is to access. And you can change the level of grip from 1.5% to 0.00001%, where it barely makes a difference. You have the ability to change it to any degree, any decimal, and if you're giving this to a caliber driver of an esports level, then that is going to make a difference. And again, this is nothing new. We have seen this in so many other esports. We've seen this from the best players in the world. It's just simply too easy right now, and the rewards seem to far outweigh the risk. So again, what is the solution? I think the only solution is to hold every F1 esports event on the LAN. But again, that still doesn't eliminate the problem of drivers playing on PC online, qualifying for F1 esports online, league racing online. Because again, that's where you can also get your opportunity by showcasing what you can do there as well. In my opinion, I feel perhaps maybe the best solution is to switch to a console. And I really believe this could actually be the most viable. The reason is because it's significantly harder to cheat. You can't simply just download something from a website. The process is a lot more complex. Right now, I just don't have the faith in Codemasters that they are even able to detect this or provide a fix, as they can't even fix things in their own game. When me trying to say that respectfully, the people providing these cheats can bypass their checks and appear to be a bit smarter than the programmers who are actually developing the game. But again, this is something I'm actually going to go into quite a bit of detail on another video, because it's coming to light that there are many, many ways that people can achieve this. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you very, very soon. Peace.